Basically, the ASI actually went up today. It's been up all week. It's been actually positive since Friday. Volumes traded equally went up by about 10.23% today. The volume traded was actually driven by majorly banking stocks like GT and Zenith. The two banks accounted for about 22% of the total volume traded today. There was equally improvements in the volumes in the gainers and the losers side as well. The stocks that gained today actually increased to about 51 from 39 yesterday. The top gainers today were FCMB, Sterling Bank and Cadbury. On the losers side, losers equally improved today. The top losers today were actually mid-capped, small-capped companies like Nampak, Ikeja Hotels.
All right, thanks a lot, Bunmi. Talk to us about what's been happening within the building materials sector. It got quite a bit of attention in the last weeks. We know that trading volumes have picked up over the last two trading sessions and that there's been quite a bit of a rally on the market for those particular stocks.
Well, the building materials sector, as you said, has experienced some sort of rallying in the past, I would say a week. CCN and Ashaka released their results, so I think that might have accounted for the rallying in the sector. The sector performed well today. The sector index went up by about 0.88%. CCNN's result was actually well impressive comparing it to our forecast. However, Ashaka wasn't as impressive. Ashaka's result was actually expected, as at their Q3 turnover and PAT had actually gone down, and then by the FY turnover went down by 19%, while PAT went down by 54%.
All right. Now, one of the issues that companies faced last week was this perennial question of power supply and the rising cost of diesel and how that's eating into operational costs and effectively profits. In terms of going forward, when can we see earnings for some of these companies to start improving given the precarious power situation?
The whole building materials industry, as well as Nigerian real sector as a whole, has been faced with energy issues. And the building materials, because they are actually very highly they use lots of energy, so they're actually much more affected by some of these other companies in the real sector. For them, majorly, most of the companies that I know about Ashaka and WAPCO and also BCC, they've been trying to conserve their energy use and equally shift to other energy sources. Ashaka, for example, has shifted to coal. Before now, it was using majorly LPF4. Now they still use LPF4, but then they want to diversify mainly into coal. Coal production. They actually have a coal mining plant somewhere in Gombe State, quite close to their plant, and so they intend to use this because, for them, coal is actually lots cheaper than LPF4. And of course, even though gases were relatively cheaper than coal and LPF4 as well, but then there's no coal, there's no gas plant, so to speak, in Gombe State. Although, according to Ashaka's management, there's a new gas plant that we're setting up in Gombe State, and so they're already in talks with the company, and when that comes up, that should equally improve their energy use.
In terms of interventions taken to stabilize the sector, we've seen the government raising on imports to try to push the prices down, but the prices are not coming down. What reasons are being given for this?
The fact is, for the building materials industry, there's a huge gap between demand and supply. There's lots more demand than the supply. I know as of last year, the total demand estimated in the country was about 19.0 metric tons, and then the local production was just about 9 metric tons. So there's really a huge demand out there for the product, and so that's why the prices might go up, in as much as where there have been imports, but then there's a quota on imports. So even the major importers cannot actually import more than their quota. And so in as much as they will still import, but then because there's a huge demand-supply gap, prices might still go up. Okay,
and just finally and briefly, Bunmi, top stocks to look out for?
About what, sorry?
In terms of the favorite stocks on the trading day on the counters?
In the building materials sector?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the building material sector, we actually have a positive outlook for the sector, but our major peaks will be BCC for now, and then WAPCO in the long term. WAPCO is actually increasing its capacity. It's building a new plant in Ogun State in Lakatabo, about 2.2 metric tons, and so that should actually improve their turnover when that is completed. So we have a long-term positive outlook for WAPCO. BCC for now is a good company, although the price seems a little bit high, but then we're still positive of BCC and WAPCO.